here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bring news just for you. It's Thursday, August 1st here in Seoul. I'm Song Yejin, and this is News Generation. Today, we're joined by Walter Lee.
Lovely to be here.
Happy August.
Happy August.
And Brooke Prince.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Lovely to have you both. Now, both are here to speak on behalf of those in their 20s and 30s. Now, as usual, we're going to start with our news feed, which covers different hashtags and news items that have been trending online. With the Paris 2024 Summer Olympic Games in full swing, the South Korean national team for the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games has been finalized. According to the Korea Paralympic Committee on Wednesday, 83 athletes will compete in 17 sports. Team Korea will hold its launch ceremony on August 12th, with the first group of athletes departing for Paris on August 14th. South Korea aims to win 5 gold medals and rank at least 20th overall. The 2024 Paris Paralympic Games will kick off on August 28th. Moving on the cultural front, the Seoul city government will kick off its August edition of Seoul Open Night starting this Friday, August 2nd. Seoul Open Night features extended hours at city-run cultural venues until 9 p.m. every Friday, along with special night programs. To help people beat the heat, all events will be held indoors. For this month's first edition, the Seoul Museum of History will host a special lecture on Korean contemporary history, while the Seoul Metropolitan Library will have a book talk with picture book author Guk Ji-seun. More information about upcoming events can be found on the event's official website. Finally, if you're in Korea, be aware that grabbing a cup of coffee at Starbucks will cost a bit more starting tomorrow. Starbucks Korea announced on Wednesday that it's raising prices on certain drinks. For instance, a grande-sized Americano will now cost 5,300 Korean won, roughly $3.85, up by 300 won, while a venti-sized Americano will be 6,100 won, around $4.43, an increase of 600 won. However, the good news is that the tall-size Americano, the most popular item in the country, will remain at 4,500 won. Now, this marks the first price increase by Starbucks Korea in 2.5 years. So, Brooke, I want to ask you, what's driving this price hike?
Well, a Starbucks official said, "We have internally absorbed domestic and international price increase factors, but we have decided to adjust the price as direct and indirect cost increases have continued to accumulate." Now, due to the abnormal weather, the international coffee bean price has been on the rise. In the case of Robusta, it has tripled from $1.30 per kilogram in 2020 to $3.97 in April. Meanwhile, the price of Arabica has doubled from $1.11 per pound in 2020 to $2.21 in April. I myself am not a big Starbucks fan. I love Korean brands of coffee, but for all the Starbucks lovers out there, it is an unfortunate hike.
Right, and as Starbucks branch is just near our company, I often grab a cup of iced Americano every morning, but the good news is that I often have the tall-size Americano. But anyways, it's not just Starbucks that's raising prices here in Korea, right, Walter?
Yeah, that's correct. So the coffee franchise company, the Venti, raised the prices of 7 menu items, including a cafe latte, from 200 won to 500 Korean won on April 22nd. Now, Lotte Nestle increased the shipment of prices of instant coffee products such as Nescafe Supremo Americano, which is in the stick form, and Supremo Jar, which is 100 grams or so, is 7% starting from the 1st of this month. So anyone who's trying to get, save a bit of money on instant coffee, turns out you're also getting a price hike as well.
Right. Are you one of those people who
I
like to drink coffee every morning?
Every morning, every day, every hour.
Right. So it's definitely a bit of a concerning news, but anyways, that was our news feed for this Thursday. So we're now going to move on to our main discussion of the day. Now, if you're into beauty or fashion, today's episode is for you. Take a look at the screen to find out more.
With the global rise of K-pop and K-dramas, K-beauty is also making a big splash. According to recent data from the Korea Customs Service, South Korea's beauty product exports, including skincare, cosmetics, hair products, and perfume, reached a record high of $4.82 billion in the first half of this year. This marks an 18% increase from the same period last year and is the highest figure since records began in 2000. If this trend continues, annual beauty product exports could exceed $10 billion for the first time. Are you a fan of Korean beauty products too?
So as just shown in the VCR, from skincare to cosmetics, the term K-beauty highlights Korea's impact on the beauty industry. But it's not actually just what you're applying, it's also what you're wearing as well. Now, Korean fashion, or K-fashion, seems to be becoming more popular globally, especially among the trend-savvy younger generation like us, right?
Sure.
Yes. So I want to ask you, starting you, Walter, who didn't give a what do I call it? You didn't give me an answer. So are you actually feeling this K-beauty or K-fashion fever?
Well, let's say that I am feeling it. Let's say, though, I'm not following it.
Are you
as
part
well.
of it?
I'm probably not the right demographic to actually start following it. And if I do start dressing like that, it's a little bit worrying for a man in his mid-30s to be starting to dress like a K-pop star. So anyway, with the rise of the K-wave, though, including K-pop, K-dramas, you name it, we put K in front of everything. Interest and popularity in K-beauty and fashion have definitely increased. Now, while we're used to the trends of the international stars, now it seems that the roles have been reversed and people abroad are now following K-beauty and K-fashion. Now, there are a lot of diverse K-men's cosmetics as well, and when I was a little younger, I was maybe in my 20s, I bought a lot of the very diligent K-beauty products for males.
Like 4-step skincare?
Yes, a lot of skincare.
Well, that's why you look exactly the same.
I try to look like I'm still in my 20s. I'm not.
Well, you actually do.
But whenever my friends come to Korea, I always recommend, and I know we're going to talk about this shop almost the whole way through, Arirang. And yes, we'll talk about Arirang a lot, I think.
Right, so based on Walter's experience, K-beauty and K-fashion is actually becoming the it trend these days, especially among the younger generation globally. Now to you, Brooke, I want to ask you, are your international friends or your family members or your friends in the United States also into K-fashion and K-beauty? I also want to ask you, if they do, what are some of the most trending styles or trends these days?
So I have to admit, before I came to Korea, I was probably the last person anyone would come to for fashion or beauty advice. I just wasn't super into it. But my older sister, on the other hand, her name is Kaylee, and she is actually a beauty YouTuber. She has almost 700,000 subscribers, and she is amazing at makeup. She always does mine whenever there's any kind of family event, including her own wedding this year.
Cool.
So she's always been the one to recommend me products, but now the tables have turned a little bit because I live in a place like Korea. So now I can recommend more products that people would be interested in back home. My family and friends, they always ask me what I'm doing because my skin looks so much brighter and healthier than it did before. And I always tell them it's the Korean products. And I think my sister would be like a kid in a candy shop if she came to Korea because she would just love all of the products that there are. Some of the ones that I really love recommending, one of them is it sounds a little unappealing at first, but snail mucin. I really recommend it. I've gotten great results from it. I also love using face masks now. I've gotten my little brother even to try them. So yeah, all of these products have done a great job helping me feel more confident. And in terms of fashion, we're all kind of matching a little bit today. We've got our pastels on.
Colors.
Everything I'm wearing is something that I've gotten here in Korea, and I really love following the Korean fashion trends. One of the biggest ones these days is Y2K. That's a concept that was made popular by K-pop groups like New Jeans. And as a child of the 90s, I grew up in the 2000s, so it's really fun to see these familiar fashions come back around. And in general, I would just say I think Korea has inspired me to explore and develop my own sense of style, and I think it's inspired people globally to do the same thing.
Right, and talking about inspiring people globally, to find out whether this is true, we also asked our viewers if they also like K-beauty and K-fashion, and if so, why? And here's what 3 of them had to say. So if we look at the comments, MIMS says, I live in the US and enjoy K-fashion. I love watching K-dramas and getting outfit inspiration. Leon says K-fashion offers a distinctive and trendy style that blends elements of streetwear, high fashion, and traditional Korean aesthetics, while K-beauty brands are known for their innovative and technologically advanced products, and K-beauty often promotes a natural and healthy look. Benny says, for me, I like K-fashion and beauty because everyone is keen on the big hype of how Koreans look and how to have a stylish look when you go to a party. So based on the comments, we can definitely find out that our viewers are also into Korean beauty products and also Korean fashion. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of our viewers are curious and eager to know more about K-beauty and K-fashion. So for those who want to actually visit Korea and get an up-close look at some of the latest trends in these industries, are there any hot spots or iconic places that you would like to recommend?
Okay, so the number one spot for me has to be Myeongdong. That area is full of shops on the for like K-beauty, K-fashion, you name it. It's definitely in that one area, and it's all within walking distance from each other. Now, followed closely by Hongdae, which we'll talk about a little bit later, in Seongsu-do as well. Now, I want to show you just how big the K-fashion and K-beauty has been growing. So if we take a look at the screen, we can just see how much K-product businesses have grown in the past 4 years. As you can see, in 2019, it was roughly around $8 million US, but it jumped to 2023, has gone up to 231% to $26.3 million US. So there's a lot of interest coming in the last couple of years, and it only seems to be getting bigger from here.
That's quite a jump in terms of numbers. Now, I also want to ask you, Brooke, do you have any recommendations as to what kind of spots that K-beauty or K-fashion fans can visit?
So I used to live in the Hongdae, Sinchon area, and I would really recommend going there if you like shopping. Personally, I enjoyed it because you could take a nice stroll, pop into a cute cafe, buy some clothes if you want to. Then you can go into a beauty shop, and then you might be able to enjoy some busking as well. It's just a great atmosphere, and a lot of the MZ generation is really drawn to those areas. Now, in terms of the store that you are most likely to stumble upon, we've mentioned it before, Olive Young. It is one of the most famous and successful beauty shops here in Korea, and it's had a fantastic year, with sales increasing by a whopping 263% in the first quarter. The most popular branches amongst foreign customers are the Myeongdong and Hongdae branches. In fact, 90% of the sales from these locations can be attributed to foreign customers. And the Myeongdong branch alone sees about 5,000 foreign visitors per day, which is just an amazing number. And I think it's because they do such a good job of making it accessible. There are these portable devices that offer translation in 16 different languages, making it much easier to navigate.
And talking about learning more, we've actually mentioned this before on News Jenny a couple of times, but the younger generation is especially enthusiastic about hands-on experience. For example, one-day classes. So Walter, I want to ask you, are there any spots where we can try out these hands-on K-beauty, K-fashion related activities?
Well, we have to go back to Hongik University, the street exactly.
You can't leave Hongik University area out, right?
Yeah, you can't leave it out at all. I mean, if we just take a look at the screen, actually, I can show you some of the things that you can do while in Hongdae University or Hongik University Street. Now, there are health and beauty products and outlets that show plenty of classes as well. Personal color analysis, a very big trend these days. Dermatology, dentistry, cosmetic surgery is also quite big. Hair shops with foreign language services are becoming extremely popular as well. And obviously, there are your makeup shops as well. But all these can be found in the very comfortable area of Hongdae, and after that you can go out for a few drinks and some good food. It's the best place to go if you're in your 20s.
Definitely. It's kind of like a playground, especially for the millennials and Gen Zs. Maybe I should visit there during the weekend again.
I shouldn't.
Yes. Right, so as we mentioned earlier in our VCR, Korean beauty products set a new export record in the first half of 2024. So for our live interview segment, we're actually going to focus more on the K-beauty wave. And when we come back, we'll be joined by a special guest who's a beauty influencer from the United States to discuss the impact of K-beauty beyond Korea. We're back. So today we're joined by Kaylee Noel, a beauty influencer from the United States. She runs her own YouTube channel called Kaylee Noel, and what makes her even more special is that she's actually Brooke's sister. Welcome, Kaylee, to the show.
Hi, I was gonna try to learn how to say hello in Korean, but once I found out how to say it, I was like, this is way too hard. I can't even do it.
I'll teach you, don't worry.
Well, Kaylee,
Oh,
first
yeah,
of all,
please.
thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get straight into the questions that we want to ask you. So first of all, I want to ask you, are you noticing the popularity of Korean beauty products in the United States? And is this something your followers and subscribers are also interested in?
Yes, absolutely. And I think it more so happened when, do you guys remember when Blackpink did Coachella over here?
Right.
So once that happened, I feel like it just really boomed and it just became a huge thing, especially on like Instagram and TikTok. Everyone wanted to figure out like, oh, they're so beautiful. Like, how do we get that youthful look? But I'd say the biggest trend is skincare, like Brooke was saying, trying to get that beautiful, like glassy, dewy skin look.
So how do people typically discover or become interested in K-beauty, in the K-beauty industry, do you think?
I definitely social media.
Yeah.
But also we have in Sephora a few K brands like Belief, we have Laneige, we have Glow Recipe, and those are all like, it's mostly skincare based. So it's like the whole 10-step skincare routine kind of thing has translated over here to where we're trying to like mimic it. But with me, I would say what I take away from it is doing more so like just really cleaning my skin before I do my makeup. I feel like that's the biggest thing, and it makes like the biggest difference when you just clean, exfoliate, moisturize, and then put on your makeup. The whole 10-step thing, for me, like with, you know, my sister Brooke, we have very sensitive, dry skin, and I feel like I can't do the whole 10-step thing, but as long as you cleanse, exfoliate, moisturize, and then put your makeup on, it'll make such a huge difference.
You know, I'm getting deja vu because you've said many of these things to me before, but it's a dream come true to get to have you on the show. I'm so happy to get to interview my amazing older sister. My last question for you is, what are some of the latest K-beauty trends, such as popular makeup styles? Many K-beauty fans, including myself, want to recreate the makeup looks of their favorite K-pop artists. Do you have any tips for recreating these looks at home?
I do, and I brought some makeup goodies to like show you guys really quick. Just a few things. So, like I said, definitely cleanse, exfoliate, moisturize before you put any makeup on. I remember Brooke used to not do this before I saw her. And I was like, Brooke, did you wash your face before you saw me? No. But yeah, so that's a big thing. Also, I feel like with Korean makeup, it's all about big eyes and like making your eyes look bigger than they really are. So for that, what I like to do is use like a neutral brown eyeshadow, and I'll take a fluffy brush like this and I'll put it in the crease, and then I'll also put it like down below under here. And then immediately it makes such a big difference. And do that before the mascara. And then also try a black liner in the waterline of the upper lid. So not the lower, because the lower will close it off. But if you do it on the upper waterline, it'll make all of your lashes like connect, and it'll make it look like you have bigger lashes on the top lash line. And then I also, for the mascara, I have to show you guys a primer first, and then a waterproof mascara. It'll make your lashes like really pop and stay all day, won't transfer. And then one more thing I wanted to show you guys for the face. I feel like another huge thing for Korean beauty is flushed, like youthful red cheeks. So the hack or the trick that I have for that is to use a cream blush first, and then over top use a powder. And it will stay all day. You'll never have it fade away. And make sure you use something that's a little bit shimmery too, so that you get that nice like youthful glow. And that's it.
To use it.
I'm trying to remember all of this so that I can go home and try it myself.
Me too.
It makes a difference, it does.
All right. Thank you so much, Kaylee, for your time today. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye.
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 Right, so earlier in our discussion, we've talked about popular spots like the Hongik University area and Myeongdong, which are really well known among international tourists or inbound tourists. So ending off, for our viewers who want to know more, what are some emerging or lesser known areas where we can kind of discover and find out the latest K-beauty and K-fashion trends?
Well, I would definitely say that is Seongsu-dong. It's just a hip place to go to. I went there not too long ago and I noticed again that I was probably one of the oldest people there and the less hip people there. Everyone was so fashionable, but it was a place that has a lot of things to do for the younger generation. And it's also just a good day out as well. There's a lot of things to do, and I really recommend anyone who's coming to Korea, check out that area because it's basically the new hot place.
Well, Walter, you fit well with Seongsu-dong because you look younger.
Oh, thank you. And I'm going to try out those tips that Brooke's sister
Yes.
said. Yes.
We should, and we should take photos and show you guys on Houston. So Seongsu-dong, definitely a place worth visiting. Now, what are your recommendations, Brooke?
Yeah, we've mentioned a lot of great places today, but I'd like to add Apgujeong and Shinsa if you want more K-beauty and K-fashion, or you could just go to one of the many enormous, beautiful malls that Korea has to offer. I remember when my family visited, they were shocked at the sheer amount of shopping that Korea has. So you can either just walk down the streets of Korea and see what catches your eye, or you can visit one of the many shopping destinations that we've talked about today. And I would say, in general, just have fun with it. Have fun with your style. That's what Korea is all about.
Right, so Seongsu-dong, Apgujeong, Shinsa in Gangnam-gu district, and just visiting Korea in general will help you find more about K-beauty and K-fashion. And that's all from us today, but NewsGen will be back tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Korea time, bringing you more topics young people are talking about. Special thanks today to Walter Lee.
Lovely to be here.
And Brooke Prince.
It was very special, thank you.
Thank you, and a quick reminder that Arirang TV is conducting a program survey including NewsGen in order to meet our viewers' expectations, so please visit us at our official website or mobile app Arirang TV until August 4th for your valuable feedback. Once again, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. We are
News Generation.